All right, everyone get ready, because today we are going deep into AI agents. We're talking about AI that can actually do things, not just, chat with you. I mean, things in the real world, plan trips,
hmm
compose music, even build houses. So we've got a whole bunch of research and articles here. Let's try to figure out, what's real, what's hype, and what it all means for us.
I think it's super interesting how these AI agents are different from the AI that we're all used to. It's not just asking Siri to play a song or something like that. These agents can actually interact with the environment and
Right.
learn from their experiences and make decisions to try to reach goals. It's a whole different ballgame.
Okay, I am already interested. So, first things first, let's break down, what exactly are these AI agents? In my head, I'm picturing a robot butler from the future,
Yeah.
but I'm guessing it's a bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, definitely a lot more nuanced. Think of it like this. An AI agent is basically a software program. It's designed to act on your behalf. It can take in information and then make decisions, and even use tools to complete tasks, all without you having to micromanage every single step.
So it's like delegating to a super smart assistant
Yeah.
who can figure things out on their own.
Exactly. Let's say you wanted to plan a surfing trip to Greece. You could tell the AI agent, find the best week for surfing in Greece next year. And then it just takes it from there. It might connect to weather databases
Yeah.
or talk to surfing specialists or even search online forums to try to find the perfect time.
Okay, so that's way more than just opening a website.
Yeah.
It's like having a whole team of experts working for you. But how is that different from asking a chatbot to write me a poem or something?
That's a great question. With a chatbot, you basically just get an output. It's based on all the data it was trained on. But an AI agent can actually use tools and information to take action. It's not just, making text. It's reasoning and planning and adapting to try to achieve the goal that you've set.
So it's like the difference between someone giving you a grocery list
Yeah.
versus someone actually going to the store for you
Yeah.
and picking out the best produce and bringing it all back.
Yeah. Perfect analogy. And it's this ability to actually interact with the world, both virtually and physically, that makes AI agents so powerful. I mean, we're talking about possible uses in every industry.
All right, let's look into the future then. What are some of the most mind-blowing things these AI agents will be able to do?
Well, some of our sources are saying that in the next 5 to 10 years, AI agents could be doing 80% of our daily work tasks, like everything from scheduling meetings and answering emails to analyzing data and making marketing materials.
80%. That's a lot.
Very good.
Part of me is really excited, and part of you should I be learning some new skills?
Yeah, I think the important thing is it's not really about AI taking over everything. It's about us figuring out how to work together with these agents. It's about focusing on those things that are uniquely human, things that AI can't copy.
So more time for big picture thinking
hmm
and, being creative and solving problems and connecting with other people. That honestly sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
But let's be real here for a second. To get to this future with all this AI, we need more than just some fancy algorithms. Right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's like having a really talented chef. They need more than just the recipe to make something amazing. There are several key ingredients to make these AI agents happen.
Okay, let's break it down. What are the building blocks of a successful AI agent?
Oh, well, first of all, you need some serious computing power. These agents need a lot of processing power to do complex tasks and to learn from tons of data. So, high performance servers and cloud computing platforms?
Well, it's not something I could just run on my old laptop.
Probably not. And then there's the data itself. These AI agents need information. The more data they have, the better they can learn and adapt.
That makes sense, but isn't that where things can get kind of tricky? We're talking about giving these agents some pretty sensitive information.
Yeah, you've hit on a very important point. Data privacy and security are super important when it comes to developing AI agents.
So we don't want to accidentally create some rogue AI that knows all our secrets.
Exactly. We need to make sure we have safety measures in place to stop anything like that from happening.
Okay, what else do we need for these AI agents?
Well, we need some really advanced algorithms. That's where the intelligence part comes in. We need algorithms that can learn from data and reason logically and make choices based on the information they have.
So it's not just about programming a set of rules, it's about making systems that can actually think for themselves.
Exactly. And we need to make sure those systems are designed with human values in mind. So things like making sure they're fair and transparent and that humans are still in control.
Right, at the end of the day, these are tools for us, not the other way around.
For sure. And speaking of tools for humans, we can't forget about the user interface. We need to make sure that these AI agents are easy for people to use and understand.
So we're not all going to have to learn how to code to talk to these agents.
Hopefully not. We need to make the interfaces really intuitive so anyone can use them, no matter how tech-savvy they are. So things like voice commands or visual dashboards or maybe even augmented reality.
So it's all about making it a smooth experience where the tech just fades into the background and lets us do more.
Exactly. And that brings us to another important thing: collaboration. We need experts from lots of different fields working together. Computer scientists, ethicists, psychologists, even artists and designers, all working to make AI agents that are powerful, but also good for society.
It's like putting together the ultimate team to build something truly revolutionary.
I like that. And let's not forget about the human side of things either. As we create these agents, we need to make sure people understand how to use them effectively and responsibly.
So it's not just about building the tech. It's about building a future
Yeah,
where humans and AI can both do well.
exactly. And speaking of doing well, let's talk about the benefits of all of this. I mean, why are we even making these AI agents in the first place? What's the good part? Hashtag TTS, the deep dive episode 2025-02-11, part 2 of 3. Well, the potential benefits are huge and honestly, pretty exciting. I mean, they can help us do more, make better decisions, even solve problems that we haven't been able to before.
Okay, you've got my attention. Let's unpack that a bit.
Yeah.
What are you most excited about?
I think one of the biggest benefits is efficiency. Like, imagine a world where AI agents take care of all those repetitive tasks that take up so much of our time. Things like scheduling and data entry, even like making reports, that would free us up to focus on, more creative and strategic work, stuff that we actually enjoy doing.
So less busy work and more time for brainstorming and coming up with new ideas and connecting with people. Sign me up for that.
Exactly. And this boost in efficiency, it's not just good for individuals, it's good for businesses and organizations too. More productivity means lower costs, faster turnaround times, and ultimately a competitive advantage.
Okay, so it's a win-win for everyone. More efficiency, more productivity, everyone's happy. But I'm guessing there's more to it than that. It can't just be about getting things done faster.
You're right. Efficiency is great, but AI agents can also help us make better decisions. They can analyze tons of data, find patterns that we might miss, and give us insights that can inform our choices.
So it's like having a super-powered research assistant who can go through mountains of information and tell us what's important.
That's a great way to put it. Think about healthcare. AI agents could analyze patient data and research to help doctors make more accurate diagnoses and create personalized treatment plans.
Wow, that's impressive. But we all know that even with the best information, humans can still make bad decisions. So how do we make sure these AI agents are making the right choices?
That's where things get really interesting. As we build these agents, we have to build ethics into their design, making sure they're fair and transparent, and that they're accountable for their actions.
So we're not just giving them data and letting them run wild. We have to teach them right from wrong.
Exactly. And we need to keep evaluating and refining those ethical guidelines. As the AI agents become more and more advanced, it's an ongoing process.
Right, because the last thing we want is an AI making decisions that hurt people.
Right.
Let's change gears a bit. We've talked about efficiency and better decisions. What about solving those big problems, the ones that have been stumping us for years? Can AI agents help us with those?
Absolutely. This is where the potential of AI agents gets really exciting. They can help us tackle huge challenges like climate change,
Yeah.
disease prevention, even space exploration. I mean, think about it. They could analyze climate data, model different scenarios, and help us come up with ways to fight global warming.
So it's like having a team of brilliant scientists working 24/7 to find solutions to the world's biggest problems.
Precisely. And they can do it way faster and more efficiently than humans ever could. In healthcare, AI agents could analyze genetic data to help develop treatments for diseases that are currently incurable.
This is starting to sound like a sci-fi movie,
Hmm.
but in a good way. But even if we solve all these problems, aren't there still some things that are uniquely human? Things that AI just can't replicate?
That's a great question, and a really important one to think about. As AI agents become more capable, we need to figure out what makes us different. What are those skills and qualities and experiences that make us human?
It's like AI is forcing us to figure out what it means to be human.
You're exactly right. And I don't think that's a bad thing. It's an opportunity to really think about our values and what's important to us and what we want the future to look like.
This is getting deep, but I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the benefits, efficiency, better decisions, problem solving. But I'm sure some people are thinking, what about the downsides? What are the risks of developing these AI agents? What should we be careful about?
That's a really important question, and one we definitely need to address. There are definitely risks that we need to be aware of.
Okay, let's talk about the big one. Some people are worried that AI will take over the world, become self-aware, and turn on us. Is that something we should be worried about, or is that just Hollywood stuff?
I think it's important to separate science fiction from reality. While the idea of a superintelligent AI taking over is a good story, it's not something that keeps me up at night.
Okay, that's good to hear. But what about more realistic concerns? What are some of the risks we should be thinking about?
Well, one concern is unintended consequences. AI agents are complicated systems, and it's hard to predict how they'll behave in every situation. There's always a chance that they could make decisions that hurt people or have unexpected negative
So
effects.
it's like any powerful tool. It can be used for good or bad, depending on who's using it and how careful they are.
Exactly. That's why it's so important to build in ethical considerations from the very beginning. We need safeguards and guidelines, and we need to make sure humans are still in control.
Okay, so no letting these AI agents run wild. What other downsides should we be aware of?
Another concern is job displacement. As AI agents become more capable, they might start doing tasks that are currently done by humans, which could lead to job
Right,
losses.
that's the fear that always comes up with AI. Are robots going to take all our jobs?
It's not a simple answer, it's more complicated than that. While some jobs might be automated, AI agents will also create new opportunities and new industries.
So it's not about AI versus humans. It's about humans and AI working together.
Exactly. The key is to adapt. We need to learn new skills, skills that complement AI, like creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence.
So less data entry and more big picture thinking and problem solving.
Exactly. And we need to invest in education and training to help people transition into those new roles. It's a challenge for sure, but it's also a chance to create a better future of work, one that's more equitable and fulfilling.
Okay, so we've got unintended consequences and job displacement. Anything else?
Well, there's also the issue of dependence. As we start relying more and more on AI agents, we need to be careful not to become too dependent.
So we don't want to become so reliant on AI
Yeah.
that we forget how to think for ourselves.
Exactly. We need to keep our critical thinking skills sharp. We need to keep questioning. And we need to understand how these systems work. We can't just blindly trust the AI.
Right, because at the end of the day,
See.
we're the ones in charge. This has been a really interesting conversation. We've talked about the potential benefits of AI agents, like doing things more efficiently and solving big problems.
Yeah.
But we've also talked about the risks, like unintended consequences and job losses. It's clear that this technology is powerful. And like with any powerful tool, we need to use it wisely and ethically. But I think there's still more to talk about. We've talked about the what and the how of AI agents. But what about the why? What's the ultimate goal here? What kind of future are we trying to build?
That's a great question. And I think the most important one, I think the answer is in understanding that AI agents are tools. And like any tool, they can be used for good or bad. It's up to us to decide how we want to use them, what values we want to build into them, and what kind of world we want to create.
So it's not about the technology itself, but about our intentions and our values and our
Yeah.
vision for the future.
Exactly. AI agents have the potential to do amazing things, to solve tough problems and create a better world. But that's only going to happen if we use this technology wisely and with compassion and a real commitment to human well-being.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired. I'm ready to start building that better future. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, I think it's time to talk about some specific examples of how AI agents are already being used in the real world. Are you ready to dive into some case studies?
Absolutely. Let's see how this technology is moving from theory to practice and making a real difference in people's lives. Hashtag TTS, the Deep Dive episode 2025, ZO211, part 3 of 3.
Okay, so let's get practical here. We've talked a lot about like the potential of AI agents, both the good stuff and the not so good stuff. But I really want to see how this is actually working in the real world. Like, what are some examples of AI agents making a difference right now?
Well, one area where we're seeing some really amazing progress is in healthcare. AI agents are being used to analyze medical images, things like X-rays and MRIs, to help spot those tiny little abnormalities that a human doctor might miss.
Oh, wow. So it's like having another pair of eyes, super-powered eyes, helping doctors be more accurate.
Exactly. And that can be, life-saving, especially when we're talking about catching things like cancer early on.
Okay, that's incredible. What other ways are they using AI agents in healthcare?
They're also being used to create personalized treatment plans. So an AI agent can analyze a patient's entire medical history, their genetic data, their lifestyle choices, and then use all of that to recommend the best treatment options.
So it's like having a doctor who knows you better than you know yourself?
Yeah, kind of. And this level of personalization can really lead to better outcomes, fewer side effects, and a healthier life overall.
Okay, I am convinced about AI in healthcare. What about other industries, though? Where else are we seeing these AI agents having a real impact?
Well, in finance, AI agents are being used to fight fraud and prevent financial crimes. They can analyze huge amounts of data to try to find suspicious patterns and then alert the authorities if something seems fishy.
So it's like having an army of digital detectives.
Yeah, something like that. And that's just one example. AI agents are also being used to improve investment strategies, manage risk, and even give personalized financial advice.
Okay, so AI agents are keeping us healthy and financially safe.
Mhm.
What about the bigger picture, though? Are they being used to tackle any of those global challenges we talked about?
For sure. In the fight against climate change, for instance, AI agents are analyzing climate data, modeling different scenarios, and helping us come up with ways to reduce carbon emissions.
So it's like having a team of, like, super smart environmentalists.
I like that. And it's not just climate change. AI agents are being used to improve disaster response, make transportation systems more efficient, even develop new sources of renewable energy.
This is amazing. It seems like there's no limit to what they can do. But with all this focus on technology, I can't help but wonder about the human side of things. Like, what does this mean for jobs and skills, and even our understanding of what it means to be human?
Yeah, those are some really important questions, and we need to be smart about how we address them. It's true that AI agents will probably automate some jobs, but that doesn't mean they're going to take over the world.
Okay, so no robot uprising. Phew, that's good to know. But really, what does the future of work look like in a world with all these AI agents?
I think it's a future where humans and AI work together, each doing what they're best at. AI agents can handle those repetitive tasks, the ones that involve lots of data. And that frees up humans to be more creative, to solve problems, and to build relationships.
So it's not about replacing humans. It's about AI making us better at what we do.
Exactly. And that means we need to adapt, learn new skills that work well with AI.
So things like critical thinking, emotional intelligence, being adaptable.
Right. And we need to invest in education and training to help people develop those skills.
Because let's face it, the world is changing fast. And being able to learn and adapt is going to be crucial for success. So as we wrap up this deep dive into AI agents, I'm feeling a mix of excitement and honestly a little bit of nervousness. It's clear that this technology has the power to change everything, but it also makes us think hard about the future of work, the role of humans, and even what intelligence really means.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really exciting time, but it's also a time to be thoughtful and careful and to make sure we're putting human values first.
Well said. So listeners, what do you think? Are you excited about the possibilities of AI agents? Or are you feeling a little apprehensive? Let us know, because we've only just scratched the surface here.
And remember, the future is not something that just happens. It's something we create. So let's use this technology wisely and ethically, with a deep understanding of how it can impact the world.
I love that. And on that note, we've come to the end of our deep dive into AI agents. Be sure to join us next time for another fascinating exploration of the world of emerging technology. Until then, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep exploring.